Good morning. I am Tracy Spence with your newscast. This newscast is brought to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join Believe in. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. And Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 8:30 a.m., on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. Now for the news in details. The United States government has donated a 70-bed mobile field hospital to Jamaica to assist the country's coronavirus fight. The U.S. $753,000 facility was transported to Kingston yesterday by the U.S. Air Force and will be set up in St. Andrew. It was purchased as part of U.S. Sovereign Command's SOUTHCOM ongoing assistance to the Caribbean, Central America, and South America. On September 10, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton announced that a field hospital would be established in the corporate area within the next 2 weeks. The hospital is equipped to operate autonomously and includes a high-efficiency particulate air and ultraviolet light air scrubber system, 2 diesel generators, and 8 air conditioning units. A Saturday statement from SOUTHCOM said, the statement said the hospital will be set up September 21st to 23rd before being officially delivered by the Jamaican government on September 24 at a ceremony at the National Chest Hospital in St. Andrew. Jamaica's Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett, has announced the creation of the Tourism Advocacy Council comprised of non-tourism stakeholders. Making the announcement during an address to the online annual general meeting of the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association JHTA last week, Mr. Bartlett said the council would be led by Dr. Wesley Hughes. Mr. Bartlett noted that the council emerged from meetings he held with the non-tourism partners. He described Dr. Hughes as someone who had to deal with the country's economy over a period of time as a former head of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, financial secretary, and the chief executive officer for the Petro-Caribbean Fund. The Tourism Advocacy Council is being created against the background of the sector's significant contribution to Jamaica's economy. He pointed out tourism drives 15% of construction, 10% of banking and finance, 20% of manufacturing, and 21% of utilities, as well as agriculture and fisheries. Meanwhile, Jamaica's Chief Medical Officer, CMO Dr. Jacqueline Besacer McKenzie, is advising that businesses will not need to close their doors to facilitate deep cleaning activities in the event of suspected exposure to the coronavirus COVID-19 if the infection prevention and control protocols for the workplace are followed. Dr. Besacer McKenzie, who was addressing a digital press conference hosted by the Ministry of Health and Wellness last week, noted that this advice comes as the ministry has now revised the recommendations for infection prevention and control measures in the workplace. The CMO noted that the new protocols will serve to guide employers and employees in light of community transmission of COVID-19, as the workplace is recognized as a setting in which COVID-19 can spread quickly if employees and employers do not adhere to these measures. The CMO said that if someone in the workplace is observed to be ill and has a fever or respiratory symptoms, then that person should be given a mask immediately and sent home. The area the person occupied should be wiped with a mild bleach solution or with disinfectant or alcohol. Once this is done and the area is dry, then that area is safe to be used. In sports, the Reggae Boys have been placed in Pot 2 for the 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup draw, which is set for September 28th. This means Jamaica will face one of USA, Mexico, Costa Rica, and Honduras in the group stages of the competition. That quartet are in Pot 1, while Pot 3 comprises Martinique, Curacao, Grenada, and newcomers Suriname. Pot 4 has invited the team Qatar alongside 3 qualifiers. The pot seedings were made based off the August edition of the CONCACAF Rankings and Index, which has Jamaica 5th and Honduras 4th. The 2021 edition of the Gold Cup is set for July 10 to August 1st of next year. And that is it for the news. This newscast came to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join Believe in. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. And Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 8:30 a.m., on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. On behalf of the news and the production team, I am Tracy Spence. Do have a good morning.